Okay, I've been playing around for a few hours, just trying different things to see if I can get that kind of light through the trees effect with watercolor that I'm kind of known for in my oils, and I'm actually pretty happy with what I've got done so far. Now this was all done just with no pencil drawing, just kind of indicated a circle where the sun was going to be, and then just kind of winged it in terms of the trees and branches. Now luckily I've painted literally thousands of these kind of sun through the trees paintings and oils, so I kind of know how the trees go, how the branches go, and it's all just kind of getting used to again the brushes, the paints, working on the paper, wet paper, dry paper. But I'm really happy with how this is coming so far. And again, this is not going to be a finished painting. This is kind of in process and practice mode. I'm just trying different things. And this one little sketch is I'm trying one way of creating that light through the trees that I'm actually pretty happy with. And I think what I'm going to do, I've actually taped off the section, and you can see that, you know, there's two sides. I'm going to do another one over here, but I'm going to try and finish this like a little painting. I'll bring the trees down, and then I'm going to try and indicate the snow shadows as well. And then I have some other ideas about using a different technique and using masking fluid that I'm probably going to try over here. But for the next few days, all I'm going to be doing is trying different things, different paints, different brushes, kind of seeing what works so that I feel confident where like I'll be able to actually tackle an actual painting. But I wouldn't be surprised if I end up doing, you know, 4 little tiny eighth of a sheet sketches here, just trying different things and then figuring out what techniques I'm going to use when I go to try to create the first finished painting and move into product mode. So let's put the camera on while I'm painting, and you'll see how I can I'm going to try and take this to somewhat of a finish for a little sketch. So the first thing I need to do is bring down these trees and decide where the bottom is going to be. Now, unfortunately, in my setup here, my big head kept getting in the way, so you're not going to actually see me paint. But I brought the bottoms of the trees down. I brought that area of where the top of the snow is. And now I'm going to go in there and just kind of indicate where there's like a few different kind of like hummocks in the snow. And so I'm using a slanted brush with just paint in the tip. But the problem I found here is it's picking up the colors from the trees. So I've decided to go to just a little smaller round brush, and I'll just put those lines in, and then I'm just going to gradate them with clear water. Now, when I go to do an actual painting, I would probably do those first. I would actually, you know, create those washes in the hummocks and then paint the trees on top of them. Now I'm coming in with some phthalo blue and indicating the cast shadows on the trees. And again, I used a big brush for the big shadows and then just a little one painting the lines and filling it in for the thinner ones. The thing that's important here is to know that like when it goes from one hummock to the next, that there's kind of like a jump where the actual shadow moves a little bit to the left on the left side and to the right on the right side, and that really helps give it that three-dimensional quality. And I just come in and indicated a few more little shadows. But now what I want to do is I want to clean up the tops of those hummocks and get back some of the whites. So I'm going in with masking tape. I'm going to mask off the stuff above the top of the hummock. And then with a stiff bristle brush, I'm just going to come in with clear water, just gently kind of loosen the pigment, and then come in with a clean Kleenex and blot off some of the paint. I do the same thing for the next one. Now, by just putting the one edge of the tape down and leaving the top part like not affixed to the page, I can actually get it to go down in a curve. And then I just want to make sure that it's totally dry before I peel it, so I'll hit it with a hair dryer. And now I'm just going in and just adding a few, just darkening some of these shadows a little bit. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, so for my first attempt at actually painting in watercolor in about 20 years, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now, this is nowhere near the quality of what's going to be after I have like a week or so to get in here, play around, try different techniques, and kind of sharpen those skills. But this first little sketch has really got me excited about, you know, am I going to be able to create one of my snow scenes on watercolor that's going to have the same impact as my oils? And I think, heck yeah, I'm gonna. So I'm going to be in here pretty much every day over the course of the next month. I only have 5 weeks to get this nailed. And what I really would like to do is have several finished paintings that I'm proud of and happy with, and then choose one of them to go to King Charles. So make sure, if you want to follow along in this entire process, you know, make sure you're following me or you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I'm also going to be doing a little bit of teaching and going over some of the techniques and some of the reasons for the way I do things certain ways. So if you are interested in watercolor, you're actually going to learn a lot about watercolor too, because I'm going to be relearning all this stuff and then explaining it to you as I go along. And if you want to be notified when I post a new video, make sure you click on the little bell button.